FrontdoorsTV, an Inspired Media 360 production. I'm Carey Pena alongside publisher Andrea Evans. And over the next 10 minutes, we will showcase a Phoenix family that is an example of passing the volunteer torch from generation to generation. We will take you to Sojourner Center, where they are doing groundbreaking research with domestic violence and traumatic brain injuries, and Designing Women, the women behind our state's fashion incubator. But first, let's go ahead and open up the office doors and meet Andrea Katsinas, the Director of Media and Public Relations for Cox Communications. And this is a woman I absolutely adore.
She's amazing and truly is carrying on a huge tradition of volunteering in our community, in the Katsinas family.
Why did you guys choose her for this spotlight?
Well, Andrea is out and about all the time, volunteering for many organizations, including Fresh Start, who she's been involved with for 20 years. And, with Office Doors, we highlight a business leader in our community, and she certainly fit the bill.
Tell us the story that you guys share in the magazine about her father.
Sure. Her father, John, was a volunteer for the Phoenix JCs back in the 50s, and he was able to convince Frank Lloyd Wright to donate a design of a Rose Parade float so that the Phoenix JCs could get some publicity for Phoenix in the Rose Parade. It was amazing.
Office Doors is all about leaders who make a difference. Tell us the one nugget that stood out the most to you about Andrea.
You know, she references her father throughout the story, and really one anecdote was that she said, "Oh, I'm going to be, serving on this board of directors," and he said, "Oh, I was the board of directors for them 40 years ago." So she didn't even realize it. So
she gives so freely of her time and her spirit, and she's an extremely humble person. I think that's an incredible quality. I'm so glad that you guys highlighted her. And now it is time for our charity spotlight. On each episode, we highlight a charity or organization that really goes above and beyond in the work that they do right here in our community. And today we are at the Sojourner Center, Arizona's largest domestic violence shelter. They are doing groundbreaking work with regard to domestic violence and traumatic brain injury. We want to introduce you to a woman who knows firsthand how Sojourner is helping one survivor at a time.
I still have nightmares that'll take me back. But I think it's that moment of terror, knowing that something's going to happen. And you just kind of go out of your body. That's what I did. I just left my body, and I just prepared myself for whatever was going to happen. It's a hit in the head, it's a fall, it's a shake. It's colliding with furniture or falling on the ground. It could be anything. A lot of the symptoms of traumatic brain injury and trauma overlap. They can look like each other. So you don't really, unless you see a doctor and unless you're really diagnosed, you just think you might be going crazy.
So there's a lot of ways that someone can end up with a concussion, certainly through strangulation, which is a little bit unknown, and also just various blows to the head, shaking, falling, hitting something. It's a really exciting time in Sojourner's life. Sojourner's been around for over 40 years and has several amazing programs, and through the support of an incredible foundation, we've been able to secure 2 years of funding for a traumatic brain injury program. Our mission is to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to identify a participant, somebody coming to our shelter who might have a TBI, and to get that TBI professionally, clinically assessed. When you think of domestic violence victims, if we can say that 1 in 4, which is conservative, women have experienced domestic violence, and that a large percentage of those, depending on the studies you look at, somewhere between 60 and 90%, have had some type of a head injury. You can do the math, and the number is just humongous. So that's why we feel it's so important to get this work started. The first responders, we have equipped them with a device called a near-point conversion device, and it's a small little device, and the officers have that on scene. So when they go into a call, they can do a quick read on the eyes and where the convergence is, and they can get a good idea if there has indeed been a concussion. Till now, we haven't had the ability to actually take those screenings and help these individuals who are screening potentially positive for a TBI and get them the treatment that they need.
I lost a quarter of my eyesight. My balance issues are terrible. I have the worst balance. I go around a corner and I can fall over. You know, concentration, focus, that's often a problem. So those are things that I have to live with every day. This is my passion. Helping these people and the children understand what's gone on with them. I love seeing that connection in their eyes when something finally gets through and makes sense to them. That's everything. As long as I can use my story to help other people, I'll tell it as many times as I have to.
I'm always so humbled and really truly honored when a domestic violence survivor chooses to share their story with me. It is not an easy story to tell. And even though this happened to Carey many, many years ago, she says that it's empowering for her to be able to continue to articulate what happened and that she now realizes that she did suffer a traumatic brain injury.
Yes.
So at Sojourner, they have secured, as you know, Andrea, 2 years of funding for this traumatic brain injury program that is being implemented as we speak. And I think what is so incredible about this on so many levels is, will it not just impact the people here in the Valley and so many survivors who need the help, but this potentially has the opportunity to be transformative for shelters across the United States.
It is, and once again, Sojourner Center, our long-standing leader over 40 years in our community, servicing victims of domestic violence, truly is the leader in this space. And it's great to see them have a foothold in this area and truly using data and technology to further help. And the ripple effect, you're right, is going to be huge.
And they have a deep level support. It's so nice to see them be able to triangulate with so many different agencies here in the Valley, because that's really important for them to have the success that they are looking to have in this area.
Yes, that right. Getting all your partners together to really move the needle and make something happen. It's how success really does happen in nonprofits.
Yeah, I really appreciate it once again to Carey for being brave enough to share that story. And finally, on the cover this month are the founders of Fabric, and this is an incredible fashion incubator helping local designers thrive. I love it.
Well, it's actually attracting designers from other parts of our region to come and utilize these services. So let me explain. Fabric's an acronym for Fashion and Business Resource Innovation Center. It's based in downtown Tempe. And these two women each had their respective failures, actually, and came together and found each other and kind of happened upon this old space in Tempe where the city said, we'll be your partner and let you create this resource center for the fashion industry, based on your history. And so people are coming over from LA to make their own brands. They've helped 330 brands in just 3 years actually be able to start their businesses. I call it Project Runway in a box.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable what happens there. And a tour is fascinating. So if you're interested in fashion at all, go check it out and you'll find a way to get involved. It's incredible.
And the dynamic women that you're talking about, Angela Johnson and Sherry Berry. Rock on, ladies. Angela made me a dress It's got the Cardinals logo on it. I gotta bust that out.
She knows I have a wish on my wish list for her to make me one. I did.
I love it. I love it. You're a smart lady. Thank you so much for watching. This is Front Doors TV, an Inspired Media 360 production. The mission of this show is community connection and people who really make a difference. You can reach us online at frontdoorsmedia.com and inspiredmedia360.com. And before we sign off, we definitely want to say thank you so much to our friends over at Saks Fifth Avenue for styling us. And Andrea, you wanted to give a special shout out to your glam squad.
Yeah, the Glam Squad, Sparkle Bar, and Julia Mendez.
Thanks, guys. Take care. We'll see you next time.